Have you ever found yourself sitting on the edge of your bed at 2 in the morning, your eyes burning, your neck aching, but your thumb just won't stop moving? You aren't even looking at the content anymore. You're just scrolling. You aren't learning, you isn't laughing, and you certainly aren't resting. Welcome to the Digital Skinner Box. Today, we're cracking the code on Doomscrolling and why your brain chooses this exhausting loop over the actual rest you so desperately need. If you've been following this channel, you know we talk a lot about the battery saver mode of the human brain. We've discussed why we rewatch the same comfort shows and why we retreat into nostalgia. We do these things because our mental batteries are low and our brains are seeking predictability to save energy. But doom scrolling is different. It is a maladaptive survival mechanism. It's your brain trying to save itself, but accidentally walking into a trap. To understand why, we have to look at the variable reward system. Think of your phone as a slot machine. If every single post on your feed was boring, you'd put the phone down in 30 seconds. If every single post was amazing, you'd eventually get overwhelmed and stop. The hook lies in the inconsistency. It's the gamble. You scroll through 3 boring ads, a political rant, and a generic landscape photo, and then you see it. A meme that actually makes you exhale through your nose, or a piece of news that sparks genuine interest. That hit of dopamine is the reward. Your brain marks that success and says, that was good. The next one might be even better. So you pull the lever again and again. You're no longer consuming content. You're hunting for a hit of neurochemical relief that the previous 5 minutes failed to provide. This is where the tragedy of passive rest comes in. When you are genuinely exhausted, whether it's from a long day at work or the weight of nostalgia whiplash, your brain's prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for logical decision-making, starts to dim. It wants the path of least resistance. Picking up a book requires activation energy. You have to focus, process complex sentences, and hold a physical object. Even going for a walk requires the effort of putting on shoes and facing the world. These are forms of active rest. They actually recharge your battery, but they require a small deposit of energy to start. Doom scrolling, on the other hand, has zero entry barrier. It is passive rest. It promises the brain that we can stay perfectly still and be entertained for free. But here is the lie. While your body is still, your brain is working overtime. It is processing micro-emotions, outrage, envy, joy, fear at a rate of 1 every 3 seconds. By the time you finally look away, your body hasn't moved, but your mental battery is in the red. You haven't rested. You've just been busy doing nothing. For those of us in the Xennial or Gen X categories, this feels particularly jarring. We remember the before times. We remember when boredom was a physical space you had to inhabit. You sat on a porch, or you stared at a wall, or you flipped through a magazine until you reached the end. There was a stop sign. Today, the infinite scroll has removed the stop sign. The human code wasn't written for infinity. We are biologically designed for cycles, a beginning, a middle, and an end. When the end is removed, our brains stay in a state of perpetual on, waiting for a conclusion that never comes. So, if you find yourself stuck in this loop, I want you to remember something we say often on this channel. You are not broken. You are not lazy or addicted in the way you might think. You are a biological system trying to find comfort in a high-speed world. Your brain is simply choosing the easiest battery saver it can find. To break the loop, we have to introduce friction. One of the most effective ways to kill the variable reward system is to turn your phone to grayscale mode. Take away the bright, candy-colored notification dots and the vibrant saturation of the videos. When the world is in black and white, the slot machine becomes a lot less appealing. The dopamine hits get weaker because the visual stimulation is gone. Another trick is the 5-minute buffer. Tell yourself you can scroll all you want, but only after you spend 5 minutes in active rest. Sit in silence, stretch, or do one chore. Often, once you cross that small energy barrier, your brain realizes it doesn't actually want the scroll. It just wanted to feel effective. We are living through a massive psychological experiment, and the infinite scroll is the lead scientist. But by understanding the code,
By seeing the slot machine for what it is, you can start to take your rest back. You deserve actual rest, not the fake, flickering light of a screen, but the kind of stillness that actually lets your battery recharge. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Are you a midnight scroller, or have you found a way to bridge the gap between passive and active rest? Your insights help us keep this research going. Until next time, take care of your battery. You're going to need it.